1. You will hear a conversation between a tourist and a receptionist discussing the details of a one-day sightseeing tour. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 7. Now listen and answer questions 1 to 7.
Good morning. Bright Horizon Tours. How may I assist you?
Good morning. I'm interested in some information about your short excursion. What's the name of the trip?
It's called Golden Day Tour.
I see. Could you tell me more about it?
Certainly. And we currently offer a 7% discount if you book the next scheduled trip.
That sounds good. When is the upcoming one?
We run the trip every Sunday, and it usually starts at 7:30 a.m.
And when do we return?
Around 5:30 p.m.
All right. What's the mode of transport?
We prefer small group experiences, so we use either a shuttle bus or a minivan.
Sounds perfect. How many people are usually in one group?
Normally, we have about 12 to 18 participants, but since it's the high season now, we're allowing up to 22 people.
That's fine. How much does the tour cost?
As I mentioned, there's a 7% discount, so the price is £21 per person.
Okay. Does that cover lunch?
No, lunch is not included, but the guide fee is already covered.
Do I need to reserve in advance?
Yes. During busy periods, we recommend booking at least 3 days before the departure date to guarantee a spot.
I understand. Is a deposit required?
No advance payment is needed.
All right. What forms of payment do you accept?
Since we collect the fare right before departure, we only take cash.
Got it.
All right, let me provide your customer code.
Okay.
It's BX279.
Got it. I'll note that down.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 8 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 8 to 10.
Anything else you'd like to ask?
Yes. What places will we visit during the tour?
Let me check the itinerary. We start at 7:30 and should arrive in Green Ridge by 9:30. First, we'll visit the historic fortress, one of the most iconic landmarks. It holds the national treasures and is considered the oldest royal relic site in the country.
Will I be allowed to take photos?
Yes, that's allowed.
I heard the town gallery is worth seeing. Is that part of the tour?
Unfortunately, that stop isn't included on this trip.
All right.
After that, we'll head to St. Martin's Church, which is over 900 years old. It's famous for its intricate stained glass windows, pipe organ, and beautiful rosewood chapel.
Nice. Is it close to the wildlife park?
Yes. After lunch, we visit the Monarch's Mansion, a wonderful place to learn about royal traditions. But please note that photography isn't allowed inside.
That's fine.
However, nearby, there are traditional craft shops where you can buy some unique souvenirs.
Excellent.
Then around 3:45, we'll arrive at the Marine Life Center.
Do you mean the aquarium?
No, it's a separate venue.
I see. Are there animal shows?
Yes, you'll be able to watch performances by seals and porpoises.
Sounds fantastic.
We'll head back around 5:30. If you need more information, feel free to check our tour brochure.
I will. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.
Bye.
That is the end of part 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers to part 1. Part 2. You will hear a speaker giving a talk about a new waste management initiative and guidelines for recycling in the local community. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Listen and answer questions 11 to 14.
Welcome, everyone. I'm really pleased to see such a great turnout for our updated waste management initiative. This is a vital move for our neighborhood, and we're doing everything we can to make participation straightforward and convenient. I'll begin by outlining which materials are part of the scheme and how the collection process will operate. Let's start with the specifics. One key point to remember is that not every product in your home qualifies for this program. We have to stick closely to the rules. There's no wiggle room there. Paper is a major component, but only certain types qualify. We're especially looking for newspapers, notebooks, and general printer paper. Coated materials, such as snack wrappers or food cartons with wax layers, should not be included. Even fancy leaflets with a shiny finish may seem recyclable, but if there's a coating on them, they're off limits. Cardboard is also permitted with a few rules. It must be free from any contamination. Things like grease marks or sauce stains, especially from takeaway boxes, are not acceptable. Please flatten all cardboard before putting it in the bin. While a small strip of tape is fine, try to remove as much as possible. Simply peeling off the top label won't cut it. You'll need to eliminate all extra non-paper items thoroughly. Now, plastic. This is where people often get confused. It's a common myth that every plastic item can be recycled. Only particular types are allowed in this initiative. Examples include empty and rinsed out containers like detergent bottles or juice jugs. We often find people forget to rinse them, and that creates issues during processing. Plastic shopping bags are also not part of this scheme. They should be returned to drop-off points in supermarkets. And please leave out things like cling wrap or plastic sleeves. These tend to jam the sorting machines.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
Glass is on the list too, but there are limitations. Bottles and jars made of glass are accepted, but only if they're clean. Broken glass is a definite no. Never put it in the bin. We've also seen drinking glasses, glass mirrors, and even cookware tossed in, but those are not recyclable through this program. Stick with jars and beverage bottles only. It's also essential that recyclable materials stay separate from your everyday trash. You'll need to use a designated bin, clearly labeled for recycling. You should have received one already, but if not, we have additional ones available at the Civic Center. Feel free to stop by and pick one up if needed. Here's something else that many people ask about: organic materials. This program doesn't currently handle compostable items, such as food leftovers or grass cuttings. It's a separate collection service. We plan to include it later, but at the moment, don't place any compostables into your recycling container. So, what should you do with things like orange peels, tea bags, or apple cores? These belong in your compost bin, if you have one. If not, consider making a small compost pile in your yard or drop them off at your local compost depot. Yard debris like weeds, soil, and hedge clippings should also be kept out of the recycling stream. These materials require separate processing, and if they're mixed in, they could ruin a whole batch. Another issue is packaging that's labeled plant-based or eco-friendly. These are often mistaken for recyclables. Items like compostable forks, takeaway boxes, and cups used at parties are not suitable for the recycling process, even if they resemble plastic. These should be placed in composting bins or the general waste until further notice. Similarly, bags labeled biodegradable might seem safe, but they break down only in specific environments, not in recycling plants. Please don't include these in your recycling bin. One last note, we're currently in the early planning stage of a new organic waste program. We hope to introduce this service within the next 12 months. Once it's ready, every home will receive a separate bin for things like food scraps and garden cuttings. Until then, be cautious with what you throw in your recycling bin. If you ever feel uncertain about a particular item, don't hesitate to contact us. The phone number is on your collection calendar, and our website has a full breakdown of approved materials. We also offer a downloadable checklist you can print and stick on your wall for quick reference. It might seem like a lot to remember, but we're here to guide you. Let me repeat this once more. Following the instructions carefully is the key to success. If inappropriate items end up in the bins, it can delay processing or even result in rejected loads. Let's avoid that by being extra mindful. Thanks again for your support. With your help, we can cut down on waste and make our town a cleaner, greener place to live.
That is the end of part 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers to part 2. Part 3. You will hear a student speaking to a professor about course details and academic procedures. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25. Now listen and answer questions 21 to 25.
Hello, may I come in?
Sure. Please come in.
I'm a newly enrolled student and trying to find the School of Technology office. Is this it?
Yes, this is the School of Technology. What can I do for you?
I heard there was an induction meeting last Thursday, but I missed it. So I was hoping someone could explain a bit about, life on campus or course expectations or anything useful.
Of course. Take a seat. Where should we start?
First of all, how many classes am I expected to attend each week?
Well, for master's level courses, the number isn't too high. Let me check. Yes. Your classes are scheduled on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday afternoons from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
How many seminars are there per week?
Just one joint seminar on Friday morning at 10.
You mean with the team?
Exactly.
How big is each team?
Typically between 4 and 6 members.
Okay.
You'll have around 25 minutes to discuss a topic, and then one person from your group will deliver a short talk.
A talk?
Yes, that's right.
Will every member get a chance to present?
Possibly. And then your academic supervisor will assign a grade.
A grade? So does everyone in the group get the same grade as the speaker?
That's correct.
What about attendance?
The minimum attendance for graduate students is 75%, but very few miss sessions in our department.
Got it. Can I select the timing? I have a side job.
Correct.
What about attendance?
The minimum attendance for graduate students is 75%, but very few miss sessions in our department.
Got it. Can I select the timing? I have a side job.
I'm afraid that's not allowed. The graduate program is very demanding. We generally advise students not to take on any work.
I understand. I'll focus on the coursework. Oh, how many core subjects are there during the upcoming year?
You'll take 4 main subjects from October to July.
All right.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 26 to 30.
Anything else you'd like to know?
Yes, I'd like some details about how the course is assessed.
Besides the talk I mentioned, there's also a test at the term's end.
What kind of test is it?
It's a take-home test,
Okay.
but your main evaluation essay of 5,000 to 6,000 words monthly.
Between 5 and 6,000.
That's right.
What about the subjects of those essays?
Your advisor will suggest some topics from the lecture slides or reading lists, but it's up to you to focus the theme.
So, I can pick the topic myself.
Absolutely.
Great.
Just don't forget the submission date. All written work must be handed in before the tutor's deadline.
When should I see my advisor?
You'll find their name and phone number listed on the department's site.
All right.
Have you got a student library ID?
Not yet. I haven't applied.
You should apply for one as soon as possible. You'll need it to check out any reference materials.
I'll do that first thing tomorrow.
Anything else?
One last thing. How do I get the login details for the university portal?
Just head to the IT Services building and register. They'll give you both your username and password.
That's perfect. Thanks for explaining everything.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye.
That is the end of part 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers to part 3. Part 4. You will hear a zoologist talking about sloths and their unique adaptations to jungle life. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 32. Now listen and answer questions 31 to 32.
Welcome to Enchanted Wildlife Hour. Today, I'll be introducing you to a fascinating forest creature known as the sloth. Native to the tropical jungles of eastern and northern Amazonia, the sloth is recognized as the slowest moving mammal in existence. It requires approximately 14 seconds to take a single step, making it even slower than a garden snail. Its sluggish lifestyle causes moss to grow along its thick gray fur. Interestingly, even the coat of the sloth has evolved to suit its life habits. Sloths hang from tree limbs upside down, and so their stiff, wiry hair grows in reverse compared to most other animals. For instance, a cow's hair grows downward to help shed rainwater, but the sloth's fur has adapted to handle life aloft. Beneath the bristly outer layer is a softer, insulating undercoat that helps guard against biting insects. The green tint found in a sloth's ragged fur is due to algae that live in grooves along the length of each outer hair strand. These algae live in a mutually beneficial relationship with the sloth. The creature shelters the algae, and in return, the algae provide nourishment, either by being licked off during grooming or slowly absorbed through the skin. This mossy color helps the sloth blend perfectly into the leafy jungle background, making it resemble a bunch of dried leaves clinging to a branch. In fact, the older a sloth becomes, the more vibrant green it appears.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 33 to 40. Now listen and answer questions 33 to 40.
Sloths have a compact, flattened head, a short, rounded snout, wide black eyes, elongated limbs for swinging between branches, and a tiny curled tail. Their ears are barely noticeable. Though some consider them unattractive, many say their expressions are heartwarmingly cute, always looking like they're smiling, very much like the quokkas found in parts of Western Australia. These animals are most active during the night, but spend much of the day resting. They may curl up within a crevice in a tree or dangle peacefully with all four limbs folded. Often they tuck their face between their forelimbs, making movement nearly unnoticeable. Even when awake, they move so little that observers often miss any action. During meal times, however, they slowly navigate from branch to branch using deliberate movements, collecting buds, tender stems, and berries. Sloths even reproduce and give birth while suspended by their hooked claws. In rare cases, a sloth may die while hanging and remain that way until discovered or naturally decomposed. Why have sloths developed such an odd way of living? It's simply an evolutionary response to their leafy environment where threats are numerous. Unlike herbivores such as goats or sheep that feed frequently due to the low nutritional content of their diets, sloths conserve energy instead. They too eat low-calorie plant matter, but instead of feeding constantly, they reduce activity to survive. Maintaining muscle mass is energy-intensive, an amount their fibrous plant diet cannot support. By living slowly and upside down, sloths manage with about half the muscle of other animals their size. This lighter frame allows them to perch on thin tree limbs in the canopy, making it easier to access food while dodging heavier predators. Another factor is body temperature regulation. Most mammals like dogs, donkeys, and camels maintain internal temperatures between 101 and 104 degrees Fahrenheit. But a sloth averages just about 91 degrees. This reduces energy requirements significantly. Also, sloth body temperature shifts with the weather. Similar to frogs and turtles, often called cold-blooded creatures, a sloth's warmth peaks during sunny afternoons and drops on cool, damp nights. It may even lie in sunlight during the early morning to warm up, then retreat to shaded spots to avoid overheating. These swings can reach as much as 11 degrees F across a day. For comparison, a fluctuation of just 5 degrees in a human or cat might be dangerously harmful. Sloths rarely descend to the ground as they struggle to move efficiently on flat terrain. They gather almost all of their needs between meals, making them less likely to attract predators like golden eagles or jungle wildcats. Their silence and stillness offer excellent camouflage. When it's time to eat, a sloth extends a long limb, grasps a branch using its flexible toes, and pulls it close. Using a narrow, sticky tongue, it brings the leaves into its mouth where they are chopped with thick, blunt lips and chewed slowly using peg-shaped teeth. Digestion, like everything else in its routine, is extremely slow. While a human might complete digestion in 24 hours, sloths can take up to 30 days to fully process a meal. Only after this extended fermentation can the sloth utilize the food for growth and survival. So, does this change how you view the world's slowest but certainly not laziest animal? Next time, we'll explore another marvelous species. Stay tuned.
That is the end of part 4.